This long-running scandal reached a new level exactly a fortnight ago when it emerged that the voicemails of the murdered schoolgirl Millie Dowler may have been intercepted. As her family met the party leaders, it was alleged that other victims may have included those caught up in 7/7 and service personnel killed in action. Rupert Murdoch flew in to grip the crisis engulfing his empire. Asked what his priority was, he touched the arm of his loyal lieutenant Rebekah Brooks and said, "This one." In the coming days, he closed the News of the World, 168 years after it first rolled off the presses. He withdrew his bid for the chunk of the satellite broadcaster B-Sky B that he didn't already own, and he lost Rebekah Brooks, who resigned as chief executive of News International. Then Number 10 became involved. David Cameron announced a judge-led inquiry into the affair and the state of the media. He also had to justify why he'd hired the ex-News of the World editor Andy Coulson as his communications director.
Andy Coulson said that he did not know what was happening at the News of the World in terms of hacking, and he resigned as a result of it, and I decided to give him a second chance. Now, that's all I can do is explain why I did what I did.
A former Prime Minister made a rare appearance in the Commons.
Not the misconduct of a few rogues or a few freelancers, but I have to say law-breaking often on an industrial scale.
While Ed Miliband piled on the pressure.
We need leadership to get to the truth of what happened. But the Prime Minister is hamstrung by the decisions he made and his refusal to face up to them.
Meanwhile, the police are gathering evidence for two investigations. One called Wheating into phone hacking, the other, Elveden, into allegations that officers were paid by the press for information. There have been a number of arrests, including Andy Coulson, Rebekah Brooks, and the former deputy editor of the News of the World, Neil Wallace. He was hired by Scotland Yard to help do their media work, with serious consequences for senior officers. At the weekend, this led to the resignation of the Met Commissioner, Sir Paul Stephenson, and yesterday the Assistant Commissioner, John Yates, left as well. 2 weeks of revelations that have rocked the media, the police and politics.